Good evening and welcome to Collector Cars. I'm Lance, your host. With me in the studio, we have another one of our sponsors. We had Mr. Rankin in, and we had a few of the other sponsors on the show. Tonight, we've got somebody who hasn't been on the show before. Jeff with Bad Iron is the, let's say, the mechanical end of the Bad Iron team.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much what I am.
And Ted was camera shy.
That's correct. That's correct.
I said, hey, how would you like to come on the show? He said, oh, great, I'll tell Jeff. I said, well, how would you like to come on the show? He said, well, I'll tell Jeff. And I went, okay. And Mr. Mergens, how you doing?
Good evening, and welcome to Collector Cars.
Here we go. You know,
what
you three did to me last week, you had me so crazy, I didn't know whether I was coming or going with the three of you. We're going to try to do that again next week. So we have the three Musketeers on. We have Bill Mergens, Bill Trier, and Mark Petty. And between the three of them, I just completely lose control of this whole thing.
Well, no, you just sit back, relax, and we kind of run with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, last week you were trotting, not running.
There you go.
All right, I hooked up with Ted. Mm-hmm. Now, you and Ted are partners.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now have you guys known each other a long time, or?
About 30 years.
30 years. Mm-hmm. That's a while. Ted came up to me when we were doing the show for Barb Bennett up at Sarasota Ford, the Warriors and Pink show. And I had seen him pull in with the car, and Bill had photographed his car, and we saw it, in different places. And Vinny actually went up to Ted and said, would you guys be interested in, sponsoring the shows? And Ted said, well, what's it involve? And we gave him the sheet, and he came up to me 10 minutes later and said, yeah, let's get on board with you. So we've been putting your Bad Iron logo on posters and flyers and all kinds of stuff. I even have a nice tattoo of it. Oh, no. That cost extra.
Yeah.
For who?
I love it. Now, Bad Iron, I have heard, at the car shows, Jeff, if you do a crappy job on somebody's car, oh, man, that is all they're talking about at the car show.
That's correct.
But you do a good job, these guys will give the good word too. And I have heard some fabulous things about your shop.
That's great. The gentleman that did the logo on our shirts actually is one of our clients.
Okay.
And he drew all this up and
did your artwork and stuff for you?
Yes.
But yeah, we've heard some great things. I've got that piston there with the cards in it that Ted brought to me. And everybody that comes to the trailer and says, look, I got motor problems, I got this, get with the guys at Bad Iron. I said, now tell me if I'm correct in what I'm saying. I said, what they'll do is they'll diagnose whatever the deal is, and if they tell you this is the problem and this is the problem, that's what they're going to work on. They're going to give you a price, and they're going to stick right to that.
That's how we try to go by, yes.
Right.
We disassemble it, evaluate it, measure everything, get the customer's intentions or for its intended use.
Right.
At that point, we come up with a solution, produce a quote, so we're all on the same page and finish the project.
What is your suggestion for a guy who, say, something hypothetical, has a 79 Trans Am 10th anniversary car, and his wife is just constantly into the gas pedal and,
Take her keys away. Oops, I didn't say that.
Take the car back.
My wife she loves it. And she gets out there, and I mean, she's a regular hot rod Hannah on the roads. She actually probably drives the thing faster than I do. I'm more of a little old lady with my stuff.
I prefer the tone that they make.
Well, let's show them a little of what you do in your spare time up there. You have, and Billy, if you'll come in on this for us, this is your current project.
That's correct.
This is a motor that is going into Ted's car, which we'll see here in a minute. Check this out. Now, what is this motor?
It's 632 cubic inches of big block Chevrolet.
Oof.
Love
Very
those
cool.
Chevys.
632 cubes.
That's correct. It is all aftermarket components. There's nothing actually Chevrolet there.
Okay. Now, what have you got, like heads, cam, that kind of stuff?
The camshaft's a custom ground roller from Cam Techniques, local guy here in town. The cylinder heads were purchased from Champion, completed, We sent the intake manifold to Wilson, and they custom made the intake manifold for the cylinder head. It's a complete billet. There's an overhead shot of the vehicle in the garage. It's ready to be, it started, we've got it running. The nitrous is all hooked up. We're going to try to certify the chassis to see if it'll actually do the number.
And what's that body it's sitting in?
68 Camaro.
I'm sorry. Would you wipe Bill's chin? He's drooling over there. Yeah.
That's an undershot of it, the transmission, the cross member, the back half of the engine, and basically the drive shaft. There's some exhaust you can also see there. We tried to tone it down a little bit. There's another front view from an opposite side.
What are you talking horsepower?
We're figuring it should make at least 1,400.
Whoa.
I could get in real trouble with that.
It's.
I smashed up a golf cart.
We're hoping it doesn't. We're hoping it does the job and doesn't damage the car.
Right.
The chassis needs to be certified.
The first run, now who drives?
Teddy mostly drives the car.
Teddy does
I make
drive.
a pass or two in them. That's new engine and a all new the whole thing is all new this time around. Different gear ratio, torque converter. I believe he's going to make the first pass.
Cool.
It's basically, it's his car and it's his
Yeah.
toy.
Yeah.
And that's
Now, this
the back
is the
half
rear
of the
end.
vehicle underneath it. Yep, that is the back of the 68 for sure. He's got
Alright.
he's got 5 of them, and we try to keep the blower car is the one you guys saw at the shows,
Right.
and
That's
this
the
one is the
you bring
nitrous car.
out. Okay. Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. All right. This motor, we were talking a little bit before you came on.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of money is in this motor? I mean, this is obviously top-notch racing.
If we added up all the receipts without any labor costs, it's easily $30,000.
And that's without the labor.
That's correct.
See, now that would cause a divorce in most households.
Yeah,
You know what I
say
mean?
so.
It's an expensive project.
Yeah, but I
Now,
bet
do you,
it's
do you
gonna be
build
sweet.
more normal kinds of?
Yes, we
Stuff?
do stock rebuilds.
Yeah.
No problem.
When you get back to Ted, you tell him, I want to see this at my shows. I know he's got to trailer it in. It's not going to be a street car.
That one is not street legal. The windows don't roll up and down.
Right. But if
It's
he
not
can-
insured or tagged. The blower car is. It's street
Okay.
legal.
If he were to bring it on a flatbed or something,
Yes,
he
it
could
could be
display it.
correct, as long as it's on private
Okay.
property.
He could display it, and we could at least hear what this.
It runs. We've got it running.
I can imagine what
We're
it
getting
sounds like.
closer. A gentleman was helping us with the nitrous wiring. It's got a computer and it's 3-stage.
So you're a full machine shop. You do all sorts of rebuilds. Is there any types of motors you don't do? Do you do foreign, domestic,
We
the whole?
try
deal?
to stay away from 2-stroke outboards, although there is several in the shop. Economic trying times. If it burns fuel,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're willing to give us the time, I'm willing to give it a
Yeah.
whirl.
Right. I'll tell you, I've heard a lot of good things about you. You guys have been a great sponsor to me. Like I say, we're going to try to do everything that we can to promote the business, get the people up there, see your place, they see what you guys are capable of. Basically, and you are basically motor builders. You really don't get into brakes or regular general maintenance.
We
or
do
anything like
offer
that.
transmission service and rear end differential service. We don't have any hands-on room. They
Motor, tranny, rear end.
Yes, they bring us the transmission. At that point, we rebuild it. Same with the rear end.
Cool.
Narrow it, replace the bearings, reseal it, whatever the case may be.
Cool. Very, very cool stuff. I'm anxious to see that. I'm anxious to hear that car.
It sounds
That's-
impressive.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be impressive. All right, Mr. Mergens was busy one weekend when he was not at the shows, when you were all hollering, "Where's Bill to take pictures?" Well, he wasn't with us because he was doing something else. And if Mr. Perkins will roll that footage, you were at the Turkey Run.
The Turkey Run, yes, indeedy.
42 Packard. Those are